Before the three, as is my right and my duty, I greet you as the eldest of the brothers Randoro. No one has asked about the sacred performance in a long while, Noir. You dare brave the wrath of the Mirthless Order? Would you risk death to learn my secret knowledge? Very well, the first part of the performance goes like this. One day, in full view of the Noir, the mayor of Coal Canton, and so he crushed some muck sponge pulp into a netch's tentacles. There, go, and bother me no longer. By my sacred oath, that is the only portion of the performance I am allowed to impart. Seek more knowledge in the Mora, where the bitter green grows thick among the bar. Performance of the sacred rite requires exact preparation. True humor must be taken seriously, so an improper performance demands death. Those who fail find themselves face down in the Hackalow. Well, have a snifter of grief then, quoth Sarah Swit. Just know that Cragganmore is the ancient home of the Mirthless Order. If your friend performs the rite improperly, he will be slain. Own no weakness or fault. I greet you as one of the performing brothers Randoro. If you wish to brave the Mirthless Order, that is your choice. Here's the second part of the performance. In response, the Morog of Coal Canton released their Kwama, bled all across the Anmore and poured their Shane upon the ground. Justice does not know sleep, and the honor of your house is yours alone. I greet you as the youngest of the brothers Randoro. The Mirthless Order will track you, no doubt, but that is your choice. The third part of the performance goes like this. Only when the Mera was burned in a Sujama Molag. The mare was put to the Dagon. The Mora was safe to travel again. There, it is concluded.
Who are you? What do you want with me? Thank the three. Look, I know just how to get out of here. I used to play in these tombs as a child. Follow me quickly back to the city. We must speak to Father. You arrived in the nick of time. Out safely, I see. Thanks again for your timely aid. Together we've begun the liberation of Kraganmore. Let's get to my father. We'll run these Indoril out of town.
Do you bring moisture? What have you learned? Quickly, tell me of the sacred performance. Moisten my scales. You are dulling my teeth. Please, does this go somewhere? I do not understand these words, but their performance is said to have made dark elves writhe on the ground with laughter. Perhaps this will finally immerse me in the river of humor. Here we go. Everyone attend. I erect the spine of amusement. This performance is an ancient one. Attend. One day, in full view of the Nuwa, the Mera of Koal Canton crushed some muck sponge pulp into a Netch's tentacles. In response, the Morag of Koal Canton released their Kwama across the Anmor and poured their Shane upon the ground. Only after the Mera was burned in a Sujama Molag and put to the Dagon was the Mora safe to travel again. Zooth, that made little sense.
Argonian, in the sacred name of the Mirthless, die!
Huh, that's terrible!
My son is free, and my hands are unbound. Now, the Vanguard will learn the price of threatening House Drez. Accept the thanks and esteem of House Drez. Now that my son is safe, I entrust the second key to Tormented Spire to you. Use it. Stop Tarnval Indoril. I will always be in your debt for freeing my son. Yes. The Vanguard made the error of taking advantage of my noble house. I want that error corrected. Grandmaster Indoril appointed his senior aide to command the Vanguard. I believe the man's name is Captain Dunveril. Kill him. That is the price of affronting the Drez.
Your service to House Drez and Kraganmore will be remembered.
You have the gratitude of Sendrez, my new friend. I'd raise a goblet of wine with you, if there was time, but there isn't. Father's given you the key then. Excellent. I'll make a mark on your map. You should find a cave there that leads to the path up the slope. There should be 2 ward stones at the entrance, each attuned to a constellation. The Atronak and the Tower, if I recall. The key should allow you to disrupt those stones, and any others you encounter on your journey. 3 guide your steps.
Is it done? Is Captain Dunveril defeated? It is well. You've proven the strength of my great house, and you brought my son home safely. I now name you the Hand of Drez, and offer you my aid, should you need it in the future. To their friends, the Drez are generous.
So much to do.
Welcome back to the fight, my friend. This mountain's been rumbling for hours, and we're stuck out here, blades in our hands, and no one to stab. So, did you get the key from the Grandmaster at Kraganmore? Now that you're here, we'll take the fight to the mountain. To Tanvor. He's already inside. After he disabled the ward, Walks-in Ash managed to get some troops inside. The ward came back up almost immediately afterward. Damn that old dark elf's hide. Shore's bones. What would we do without you? Bring down the ward and I'll lead the boys in. Go on ahead and find Walks-in Ash. These ward stones are the only thing stopping us. Disable them if you can. I've been better, my friend. Tanvor and I have been shield brothers since the war, but Kain saved me. I might have to kill him to stop him. I don't want to think about it.
I'm rather busy right now.
Our allies have broken through. Press the attack!
Storm rages, but here I am, out of the rain. How goes the battle, my friend? The old protective wards have been restored. We swim against a current that is too strong. Zuth, you're the sun on my scales. The first ward is beneath the ruins just ahead. Other wards are in other ruins, along the approach to the spire. Go swiftly.
friend. I see you've come to stop me. Thank Vivek you're here. Daedra, down in the caldera, we tried to push past them. We failed. I'm lucky to be alive. I know that now. Sadal summoned the Daedra the moment we arrived. Even with the artifact, I can't control him. One final ward remains. Your key won't work. To disable the ward, you'll need to slay an ancient gatekeeper lurking in the caldera. Summon her at the ritual bowl below us. And listen, I am sorry, my friend. The gatekeeper is the only thing standing in our way. You know why, my friend. The death of my son, Garin. I couldn't bear it. Vivek knows. When I was younger, I had trouble with my anger. It still plagues me. Yes, I should have known. The destruction near Darvin's Watch, my dishonorable orders to the Vanguard, my shame at Fort Virac. I will never be able to atone. I'm sorry, my friend.
There's nothing here but withered roots and dead earth. But it's too soon for Tonval to join the dust. He still has a part to play.
Look at him, my friend. Garin's death has ruined him. History won't remember him as a great general. They'll just remember him as this.
Final ward down, the way is clear. Fortunately, Walks in Ash has restored some measure of my strength. Yes, by Vivek. Sadal is trapped between this realm and oblivion. With the final ward down, his prison is vulnerable. Now we can strike. We'll undo the mistakes of House Indoril. The mages who first imprisoned Sadal linger here. The portal to Sadal's realm will not open without their aid. I believe they are angry with me. Speak with them, my friend. Perhaps you can earn their trust. One awaits you on the platform in the center of the caldera. Vivek walk with you.
We've already dispatched messengers to Kraganmore. Sure's bones. I hope we don't need to evacuate Ebonheart.
You bring chaos and destruction to our ordered afterlife. Why are you here? You intrude where you have no place. You weaken the rites it took dozens of mages to craft. Are you insane, mortal? Perhaps. But spell casting of this magnitude requires planning, patience, and perfect execution. You persist. Very well. We used 3 focus stones in our binding ritual. Obtain the focus stone of flame from the southern rim of the caldera. Mind the lava. You look quite flammable. You return. Do you, indeed? Perhaps you aren't as short-sighted as that arrogant Indoril Grand Master. Seek out the spirit of Levisi Gilvain. She was with us during the binding of Sadal. She waits for you now on the stairs above the caldera.
What do you seek, mortal? Trial and error is the essence of spellcasting. Many attempts are necessary before a spell succeeds. Some never succeed. We shall see. Submit to the trials. I'll teleport you to the top of Caldera. Simply retrieve the focus stone at the back of the nearby cave. You'll need to follow the spells we took to contain Sadal. Are you ready? This is the path you must take to bind Sadal. It's neither easy nor straightforward, rather like your mortal lives. I find myself almost impressed, but before the way to Sadal's prison opens, there is another test. My colleague guards the final focus stone. Are you ready?
You again? Again, I find myself talking to you. Very well. As you've already seen, completing a complex spell requires precision. Controlling the ebb and flow of magicka is the heart of spellcraft. The cave behind you holds the final focus stone. To reach it, you must understand the ebb and flow of magic. You represent all living mortals here. Try not to embarrass yourself. Your results? So you do. Unlike the Grand Master, you've proven you can act with planning, patience, and courage. Now, with our aid, you can reforge Sadal's bindings. We'll return to the caldera. Place the foci around the caldera platform. The other mages and I will take it from there.
It's amazing what you've been able to accomplish. By the three, you've done it! Holgan, Walks in Ash, the Vanguard, and myself will follow you into oblivion and beyond. Garin trusted you. Only wish I had done the same. A word with you before we enter the portal. We're here because of me. So many have died. I've shamed myself and my house. There's no guarantee we'll survive what comes next. Whether we do or not, you must promise me something. If I survive, I'm resigning my position. After me, Holgan is to be the commander of our forces in Stonefalls. The houses will have to promote another Dark Elf to my old position. Until then, Holgan is the only one I trust to safeguard the Pact. Hold the portal. We don't want to be trapped here.
Weaklings! You think to enter my realm?
Pretty confident, isn't he?
Burn! Burn in flames!
Those poor creatures. May their souls find soft mud wallows.
Kind preserve us. Another ward. Can you open it?
Looks like it's just us. Stay close.
Lovely.
Fire will consume you! The needs are naught but dust and ash. Now you will join them. Scorch! Scorch and stone falls will burn!
Stand clear of the flames. Karlhart can break his shield. Defend me!
Protect Tarnval. Gramor.
Pull back! I need a moment to rest.
Cut those skeletons down. Don't let them reach Tarnval.
Powerful! We'll never break him! Finish it! Finish what we started!
Tarnval, what are you doing?
Summon the Guardians. I'll open a portal. Time to get out of here.
Tarnval, I'll see you in Sovngarde, my shield brother.
I would prefer not to do that again. The Brothers of Strife are imprisoned. The storm is past. The spire is silent again. It is over, at least for now. He returned to wisdom at the end. Holgan will grumble, but he will lead. At least until the great houses choose another. As for me, I must return to my tribe. I will bask in the sun and try not to think of storms. Stay moist, my friend.
Honor to you, my friend. I had to say farewell. The honor of my house has been restored. Stone Falls is safe, and soon, Garin and I will be side by side. May the three watch over you.
My shield brother is gone. He died as well as anyone could. Let's return to Kraganmore and drink to his memory. He what? Kine take him, wherever he is. I'm sure the old bastard is laughing at me. Imagine, leading the military here alone. I suppose I should thank you, my friend. Without you, well, I hope to see you again before we meet at Sovngarde. Tanvor left me in charge, warming the hilt until the great houses choose a permanent commander. Do you have any idea how many meetings I'll have to go to? After I die, I'll give Tanvor a beating he won't forget.
I can't believe this. I just arrived from Deshan. Thisum sent me. Perhaps you've heard of him? He's the consul for the town of Circamora, the Cirque. I'm here to spread the word and warn people about the Lodos Plague. It is a terrible sickness that is ravaging the Deshan countryside. Look, I need to send word to my cousin Dandri. You can find her at the Cirque. Can you take this letter to my cousin? I'd appreciate it. Thanks for your help. Make sure you tell my cousin that I'm all right. If you head south, you won't be able to miss the Cirque. Tell her I'll return home as soon as I'm able. It's pretty bad. The people all over the region are getting sick. They say that the plague turns the afflicted into monsters. The town consul, Thisum, sent me to get help and warn other settlements about the plague. Well, truth be told, you're the first person, other than the bandits I've run into, and the afflicted heading for the Cirque. There's a lot of them. Word of the curative has spread faster than the plague itself, as far as I can tell. That's what the Mulbund claim. They showed up at the Cirque and set up a quarantine. They're offering their curative to anyone who wants it. But Thisum isn't convinced they're telling us the whole truth. Bandits. They robbed me, roughed me up. But I'll live. And a few bruises won't stop me. I have a plague to warn people about. I wonder, though. One of the bandits had a Mulborn recruiting letter. I saw it sticking out of his pack as he beat me. Thisum doesn't trust them. Neither does his sister, Arona, as far as I can tell. They do appear to be too good to be true. But they claim to be able to cure anyone afflicted with the plague. That's why they set up the quarantine at the Cirque. Neither had I. Not until they showed up on our doorstep. They seemed to be some kind of altruistic society dedicated to helping the afflicted of Morrowind. Now that I think about it, they did have an awful lot of weapons for a group of healers.
Who's there? You're not part of my expedition. Interesting. This is no random chance. I believe you're the answer to our problem. We're searching these caverns for a sacred shrine that's been lost for ages. Our problem is that Dreg and goblins are overrunning the place. Goblins are slow-witted. If you kill their chieftain, they must accept you as their leader. Stick the chieftain's head on a spike somewhere the whole tribe can see. Then lead them to attack the Dreg. Once the Dreg's king is dead, we'll be free to explore. And to reward you handsomely, of course. Goblins are pathetic beasts, but they have their uses. We follow the ways of the Chimera, not the false gods of the Tribunal. We're servants of the web spinner who Vivek usurped. Dunmer, Goblin, or Dreg were all caught in the strands of the spider's web. I'm sworn to secrecy by my order, but rest assured, our cause is just. Clear our path into the caverns and you'll be rewarded. That's all you need to know, and all that I'm permitted to discuss. If you don't think the reward is worth the risk, perhaps you should leave. By the Ebony Blade, this is it. We found the shrine. Unbelievable. We spent years searching for the Spinner's Shrine, and these filthy creatures have been sitting right on top of it all along. Yes, you've done as we agreed. Take this for your work. Now you will leave. Immediately. The secret of the Spinner's Shrine are not for outsiders. You were ordered to leave. What lies beyond this door is not for your eyes. Secrets are Spinner's currency. Besides, this shrine contains privileged information your dull mind would not comprehend. Have I made myself clear? Your services are no longer required. Thank you for your work, but we no longer have need of you here.
Take my advice. Go and forget you ever met us.
Can I help you?